Hi, you guys. Hi. Welcome to the channel, you guys. This is the Real Tarot with me. I know it's been a minute, y'all. It's been a minute. I was in hiatus, hermit mode. Okay. I needed to get some rest, y'all. I had to get some rest. Um, so I didn't bring messages last week, but I really had to get some rest. I was retreating. Um, but anyway, I came to bring you guys a message for the twins in separation. Y'all know the messages are intuitive, so they may or may not resonate. If the messages resonate, you guys, please like, share, subscribe to the channel. Y'all know the energy can be past, present, or future energy. The roles can be reversed, so reverse the roles if need be. If the messages resonate, I think I said that right. Like, subscribe to the channel, and if you know whose story I'm gonna tell, y'all share the video. Y'all know the motto on the channel is keep it real with yourselves. I don't know your story, so you're gonna have to know where you go in the story. Okay. I think my water fountain need water, y'all. Also, you guys, okay, so first of all, happy birthday to my Geminis. Happy birthday, Geminis. So I'm gonna give you guys I'm gonna try to be brief, but that's gonna be hard to do. Experience take of my experience on this journey. Because my moon is in Gemini. For those of you who don't know, I have a moon in Gemini. So for the Gemini new moon, I figured I would bring us some good energy, okay? And I wanted to talk about my experience on the journey. So first of all, I have always been kind of into astrology, because a few people have asked me, like, what made you get into tarot, blah, 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 blah. I have always been interested in astrology. So I have always been that, what's your sign, girl? With whoever I'm dealing with. Because I like to know what I'm dealing with, right? So, I have always been like, I have studied, I just used to study sun signs. I didn't know much about numerology. In fact, I wasn't even interested in it. Never have I used the law of attraction. I hear a lot of people talk about the law of attraction in the spiritual world, which is, I mean, hey, I guess it's a part of spirituality. It's not a part that I ever used, because I've always been what I would consider a free spirit. So I never was into trying to make people want to be with me. But I always searched for love. Like, that was my biggest thing, like the search for love. Mainly because I grew up without my father. Most of my life, my father was incarcerated. And so I never knew the love of my father. So I searched for love for so long. And I literally, it just sent me on a downward spiral, if I must say so myself. And so right after my grandmother died, it was probably a year after my grandmother died. So it had to have been like 8 years ago or so. And I experienced a tower moment. I was dating a guy. I was dating this guy, and we had only been dating for like 3 months. It wasn't long at all, but I had gotten so tired of men like cheating on me. Like that was one of my big like I dealt with cheaters, cheaters. Like everybody I dealt with was cheater, and I couldn't understand like what the hell. Okay, but I had just fallen head over heels for this guy real quick. I don't even know why. I had no reason to understand why. And one night I wanted to go out, and I could tell that he was lying. I could tell he was lying. Because I have always been like very intuitive. I mean, even not knowing that I was intuitive, like I came into a karmic life, like literally. I feel like I came into life, literally, paying back, real talk. I had issues with my mother as well as my father, and I had a very for me, it was what I would have considered kind of a traumatic childhood, but it wasn't traumatic in a way where I was mistreated. It was traumatic in a way of reliving probably traumas from my past life. Real talk. And like when I was like 9 months old, like I was like trapped in a house fire. And as a child, I never remembered actually being trapped and rescued from the house fire, but I would have a recurrent dream of being a child trapped in my grandmother's room, which is the way the story actually goes. And the house was burning all around me, but it was outside, and it was like I was in my grandmother's room, and it was just all white, but it wasn't my grandmother's house that I was trapped in. It was my other grandmother's house where the dream occurred. And it was all white, and I was just stuck in the room, and I was looking out, and everything was burning. Everything was burning around me, and nobody was around me but me. And I had that dream a long time, all the way up until last year, actually, when I realized that I had actually made it through the fire. Cutting cords with my father actually set that into motion. Like I could tell y'all, my journey started from when I came through. When I came through the womb. I can go back that far. But anyway, so back to my tower moment, my biggest tower moment that actually changed my life. I'm dating this guy, and I wanted to go out, and he was like, I don't have any money. I was like, to go to the movies? I didn't believe him. And he was like, let me see if I can get some money, and I got you big. So I ended up going out with my family, and I stopped by his house, and I knocked on the door because I was breaking up with him. So I stopped by his house to get my stuff. So he told me that my stuff was going to be in his car, and the car door would be open. So of course, I get to the car. The door not open, it's locked. So he told me he wasn't even going to be home, right? So as luck would have it, I knocked on the door anyway. And when I knocked on the door, he opened the door. So I walk in, and I'm like, what's going on? He's like, nothing. And he got like 2 different women in the house. And I addressed the women. I said, hey, how y'all doing? Because I have always been a nice, polite, and respectful and cordial. I've always had manners. So I said, hey, how y'all doing? And they were like, we fine. I said, what's y'all name? So there's this young lady sitting in the very spot that I sit in his house, or doing the very things that I do at his house. And I said, what's your name? And she says, my name Erica. Wait, what? Wait, what? What you say your name is? She said, my name's Erica. This is my name, okay? So I walked back to his room and like, yeah, it was just crazy. So anyway, we ended up getting into fighting. So I slashed his tires. did everything that I said I would never do, because I was always one of them people. I was like, I would never destroy somebody's property. I would never do that because I wouldn't want nobody doing it to me. If you do it. And we ended up like jacking. Okay. But it's not something that I'm proud of, but it happened. It made me who I am today. And in actuality, the first man that I actually had to defend myself against was my father. And I probably was like maybe 10 years old at the time, 10, 11, no more than 11. And my mom's house had burned down. And it was the day before Thanksgiving, and I had to go with my grandmother, who was my father's mother. And I was gonna go home the next day once my mom and them got settled and everything, wherever they were gonna be at. I was gonna go be with my mama the next day, and that's where I wanted to be. I wanted to be with my mama, and I wanted to be with my brother. And so my dad didn't want to take me to my mama's house. And I've always been very outspoken. I've always been a very outspoken person. And if I want it, I want it now. You know, I had that type of attitude. So my dad wouldn't take me to my mom. So I got on the phone and called my mom. Look, now that I'm older, I hear stories about from when I was a child, and apparently like when I was a child and my mom took me to visit my dad in jail, my dad tried to keep me in the jail and not give me back to my mother. So I don't know, probably some past life stuff are coming back to me. So I went and called my mom, and my dad stormed in. And my dad has always been I don't know anything nice about my father, to be honest. Nothing nice about him. I have never heard one good thing about my father, which is sad in all honesty. And my father was abusive, all types of stuff. So I had seen the damage that my father could do to women, and I would never let him put his hands on. Never let him put his hands on me. So he was coming into the house. I guess he was gonna try to whoop me. I don't know what he was gonna try to do, but yep, it wasn't gonna happen on that day with me. So I ended up defending myself against my father. And so back to this young guy. So me and this guy would get to fighting, and then yeah, it was really kind of crazy. So we literally got to fight, and of course I've always been a lady. So before I went back out into the open where the living room and everything was, so where people could see me, I went to the bathroom. I got myself together, fixed my hair, fixed my clothes, stopped crying, put my good face on, went in the kitchen and got a knife. Okay. And I did some things that I'm not proud of. And then I came back. I went home. Like, my family dropped me off. And I went back. Most people don't know the went back part that I had did. And I actually was so enraged. And I literally just saw fire in my eyes. Like, I saw fire in my own eyes. It was like a red alert moment for me. Like, I saw the fire. And I was about to kill him. That's when I realized, like, oh my God, I have so much anger built up in me from something. I don't know what, but I have so much anger built up in me. And I have the ability to really hurt somebody. And so, maybe like a few days passed, and I was just so upset, y'all, and I was crying. I didn't eat. I mean, I was in a bad way. And my cousin came to check on me, and I just remember like laying in my hallway, and I was just screaming and crying like, God help me, God help me, God help me, God help me. Because like my grandmother had always told me she was a praying woman, and I always went to church, and so I knew about who God was. But I just could not figure out why God never heard my cries, my prayers. I couldn't get it. And I was just and I was just crying. I mean, boo-hooing. And I was just so hurt, y'all. I was so broken. And I just could not understand, like, why do I care about this person this much? Why am I so hurt? Why am I so broken? What's wrong with me? Like, I literally feel like I was losing my mind. And it's so funny because, like, when I had to call and tell my mom about the incident, she was like, do you think you need to go to Lakeside? And I was like, it wasn't that bad. But I guess maybe it was. I don't know, y'all. Thank God for deliverance. Okay? And so I kind of felt like she was being very unsympathetic and did not understand how much hurt I had actually felt, not just from that incident, but throughout my life, just built up pain. And so, like I said, I had a praying grandmother, and my grandmother told me, she only had to tell me this thing one time, and I got it. She told me, I was in college, and she told me, she said, if you're gonna pray, don't worry, and if you're gonna worry, don't pray. And that night that she told me, I was going through some other things at the time, and I got down on my knees and I prayed, and she told me, she said, get on your knees and just talk to God. She said, and don't get up until you feel that burden lift off of you. And I did that one night in college, and I don't know how long I was there. And she told me, don't even keep track of time. Just get it off of you. And I did that one night. And when I got up and I went and looked in the mirror, and like I just saw like bright lights, like it just like I was glowing. It was so beautiful. It was beautiful to me. And I was like, okay, this is real. So when I went through that experience with the guy, like I said, like a week or so went by, and I was on my way to work one day, and I stopped at like a KFC to get something to eat. And like that whole week I went to work, I had black shades on. I mean, I was just, because I worked night shift at the time, so I was sleeping all day, and then I would just get up and go, because I still had to get up and go to work. And I would get up and I'd go to work. I would put my shades on, and I would have dark black shades all night long, simply because I didn't want to see any lights. I didn't want to see any light. Like I was just in a dark place. And I remember just feeling like that, like I'm in the darkest place of my life. And so when I stopped at the KFC, and the young lady, she was like, pull up and we're gonna bring your meal out. So it had been raining like a few days prior to that. But it hadn't been raining at all that day, but it was just a cloudy day. And I remember I looked up at the sky, and I was just looking at the clouds, because I've always been a sky gazer. I just like the stars and stuff. And so I looked up at the sky, and it was just a dark cloud. And I remember just talking to God, and I was like, Lord, this is how my life feels right now. I just feel like it's a dark cloud hanging over my life right now. And just as I was looking at that cloud, it moved, and the sun came out, and it was so bright. Um, it was so bright. It was just like amazing, and it made me just feel like that sun was for me, and I just remember like being like, "Thank you, God." Like it was just a confirmation. Like, I do hear you. And I remember going to work that night, and I went into the closet. I went into the closet by myself, and I got on my knees. I remembered my grandmother, and I got on my knees, and I started praying, and I prayed for a long time, and I was just sobbing, crying, boo-hooing, snot running down my nose, just just broken into pieces, and I remember I got up and I got on my computer and I just started listening to like different sermons, and they were all just talking about it's not about how people treat you, it's about how you treat others. That determines your character. And there was a very turning point in my life because it changed my life around. I started praying. I stopped drinking. I went on a fast. I wasn't talking to nobody. I just spent like 30 days just praying, fasting, praying, fasting, praying, fasting. And God just started revealing things to me, and things that I was saying, they just began to happen. And it was just amazing. And I just got this like sudden burst of energy. That it was something more that I was supposed to be doing with my life. So that was like one of my tower moments. My life has been a series, a series of tower moments. And when I learned about the journey, because like I said, I've always been spiritual in a Bible believing way, in a church way, but it was always still something that was missing for me, even at church, because I knew like I was like, it's just something more, it's just something more, it's something more, it's something more. So I've always been the type who has been led by my spirit throughout this lifetime. And I met my twin actually probably 20 years ago, maybe 17, 18 years ago. And we had nothing more than a fling. And he ended up leaving, and we lost contact for like 14 years. And then after 14 years, he reappeared out of nowhere. And we were working together at the time, and I had just been praying to God, like, God, if people mean me no good, please remove people from my life. So God started removing people from my life, like left and right, and I was just letting them go, and it was kind of hard because I was like, dang, I really like this person, or I really love this person, and I really thought this person was for me. But God, literally, I had to learn that when you ask God for certain things, you have to be able to accept them as they are. And so I was literally accepting like everything, and I was like, man, like, am I a horrible person or what? So after everybody was removed, my twin was revealed. And it was beautiful. The way that he was revealed in the dream. And we had been back into contact for maybe like 2 years or better before he was revealed. Maybe 2 years before he was revealed to me who he was. And it was really cute. I ain't gonna say it's cute, but I had like a vision of myself one day back in like 2017, I think. And it was the first real vision I had ever had awake. And I just saw myself, and it was just light all around me. And I didn't know where I was. But I just had the biggest smile on my face. And I was like cleaning up around my house when this happened. And I had the biggest smile on my face. And I was like, oh my God, something big is gonna happen. Something big is gonna happen. I don't know what it is, but it's gonna be big. Okay? I didn't know what it was. I just knew it was gonna make me happy. And so a couple of months after that, it was revealed that my birthday, I had a very special day, and it was my 38th birthday, and my life path is actually a number 11. So I was like, oh, it's gonna be something's big gonna happen. So all the way up until my birthday, I was waiting on something big to happen, but nothing but bad stuff was going on around me. Because when God revealed my twin to me, I told him, I was like, I think you're my husband. He was like, nah. Nah, I'm not. I was like, yeah, you are. No, I'm not. And so the first time that my twin actually rejected me, it broke me. It sent me into 10 of swords. it ain't up here, but it sent me into 10 of swords energy. And I ended up having a dream and being in heaven, and I mean, just like, it was beautiful. And I remember telling my twin, like, God is there, the angels are there, we're just waiting on you to get there. We just waiting on you to get there. So this union can happen. Because it's going to be great. He was like, I know he probably thought I was crazy. Because hearing it to myself, it sounded a little crazy. But it actually did happen to me. So he was like, okay. Of course. We've separated. But what happened was he began to push like farther and farther away, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. And this actually is what led me to tarot. I didn't even know that I could pick up a deck of cards and read a story. I've always been I've always loved reading. I always wanted to write books. I really have written several. I've always been a great writer. And I used to always want to get like a psychic reading. I always wanted to do that in my life. But it never happened. Like, I don't know what happened. Like, I think I wanted somebody to go with me or something. Nobody would ever want to go. People was like, why you want to do that? It's like, I just think it'll be fun, you know. I'm an adventurer. I like good adventures, okay? And life, y'all know, for me, is an adventure. So, nobody ever want to do this. So, literally, I'm on my way to work one day, and, like, I'm trying to listen to music from YouTube, and it's like pulled up a tarot just out of nowhere. I never typed it in because I didn't even know that you can get on YouTube and see tarot read. So I didn't know that. I really didn't, because I'm not that technically advanced. So I just saw like tarot, like a lot of different tarot reads, and I was like, wow. And so I listened to a couple, and I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. This does sound like what's going on in my life right now. And so then how the ads and stuff pop up, and it popped up like you could buy cards. So I go to Amazon. Of course, we all love Amazon. And it's like you could buy tarot cards. So I'm like, dang, you could buy these things and anybody could do this. So I was like, let me get a deck of cards and see what happens. So at the time, I was still a very heavy drinker, alcohol wise, and growing up in church and being, kind of like spiritual, religious is what I was. I was like, I bought the cards that came, and they sat for like probably like 3 weeks. because I was like, I can't pick these cards up because I can't stop drinking. I'm gonna have to stop drinking in order to do the cards. So my cards just kept calling my name, like, get the cards, get the cards, get the cards. So I was like, well, I'm gonna learn one card at a time because I'm not in a hurry to learn this stuff. Not knowing that I was on a deadline. I was actually on a deadline, which was my birthday, and that was only like 6 months away. So I picked up the cards, and the first one that popped out was like the King of Pentacles, and I hadn't even read the book yet, and I was like, oh, this is my husband. this is my husband, okay? Because I know what my husband looked like in spirit. You understand? So, I like, this is my husband. So, I was like, I'm going to read about it. I didn't have to really read about it. Because, do you understand when I say I know what my husband looked like? So, I learned that card, and then once I started learning the cards, just because I've always been pretty studious, I like learning things, and whenever it's something interesting to me, I learn as much as I can about it, and I can't stop learning about it. So then one night I just said, I'm just gonna see what pops out, and I get just like the Emperor, the Empress, the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, the Lovers, the Devil, the Full Ones, the Two of Cups. It was just like so beautiful. And I wrote it all down, and I looked at it. I said, this is a power cup. Because y'all, let me tell y'all something. I grew up in poverty. And not as impoverished as some people that I know, but for me, we was poor. Like my mama told me one day that we was poor. She thought we was young. I think I was 12 or something. She was like, we're really poor. My mom had to have surgery, and she was out of work, and we didn't have something that I was used to having. And she said, Erica, you know we really poor, and it just devastated me, y'all. I was like, what? We what? We what? Because all my life, I always felt like I had some money somewhere. Like I was supposed to be rich. I was supposed to have some money. I didn't understand why I was poor in this lifetime. But, you know, as a part of the journey, you know, of course, we learn about our past lives, reincarnations, and all of that. And, of course, when I literally picked up my cards, they led me to numerology. It led me to my life path, the master numbers, the karmic numbers, the karmic debts, and all of that. And, of course, one of mine was like, in a past life, you had a lot of power, and you didn't know what to do with it. So I kind of figured like I must have been put here to learn how to control myself, okay? How to control myself and not how to control other people. That is one of the biggest lessons that I learned in my life. Because I actually, when I picked up my cards, I had been doing years of shadow work, not really knowing that I was doing shadow work, but that's what I was doing, facing my demons. And so, once I picked up the cards, I'm still telling my twin, like, we're going to be a power couple. We here for a purpose. We get this. It's supposed to be this way, this way. My twin is still like, yeah, okay. Anyway, for my birthday, we broke up. Okay. That was the big thing that's gonna happen. Another tower moment in my life. But at this time, it wasn't a big tower moment because in those 8 or 9 months, God literally showed me his power. Okay? Not my power. Showed me his power. Okay. And allowed my twin to witness it. And he's still sleeping, y'all. Trust me. Trust me. He's still asleep. He's still being a fool. Okay. Still unawake. Okay. Still unconscious. Still unconscious, y'all. How do I know? Because I spent a lot of nights awake trying to get him to wake up. But learning the journey, learning about the journey, learning about healing the hurt, healing the wounded child, the broken child in us. It was a great experience into spirituality, doing the work of it. Was it easy? Nah, y'all. My life been hard. Okay, real hard. Some people probably look at it and be like, it ain't been that hard. Yeah, it's been pretty hard. Okay, especially considering that I feel like I have supposed to have so much more. I've been feeling like this all my life. So, do y'all understand how far I have had to come without what's rightfully mine? But one of the greatest things that I learned is to store your riches in heaven. Because now, when I wake up every day, I'm abundant. I'm abundant. Abundant. Okay. In my own rights. Abundant in my spirit. My character. Who I was and who I have come to be, two totally different people. I'm still the same, but just the best version of who I could have ever been. Really a greater version of who I ever thought I was in my life, because I was so conditioned to feel like an outcast. And look, I did. Y'all know I like to do relationship quizzes and stuff, and I did a relationship quiz, and it talks about the 16 personalities of your past life. And I think my top 5 was like the ruler, the victim, the prophet, the warrior, and the outcast. And I can honestly tell y'all, throughout this life, I have experienced all 5 of those personalities. I have dealt with them. I have had to protect them. I have had to control them. I have had to deal with them, y'all. I can tell you an experience from every one of those personalities in my life this time that correlates to the trauma that I felt from those past lives. And that's why I always tell y'all, get to know your spirit, okay? Because it leads you to where you need to be. One of the things for me when it came to meeting my twin was I had prayed to God. I was like, Lord, I don't want my twin just to want me for sex, because I have gotten so used to men being cheaters, and I had also gotten used to men just being attracted to me physically and not my mind. And I'm a big mind person, and I didn't want men just to be attracted to my body. I wanted people to really understand that, oh, she really does have beauty and brains. Okay. Thank God for it. The wisdom card today is transformation. It says, the power of your intent leads you around the sacred wheel of endeavor. Begin today with trust and innocence in the early hours. Imagine a quiet pond and see the reflection of your true self. At noon, take a moment to close your eyes and dream. Imagine the transformation that this day offers you. Through your ability to love, seek the strength and wisdom to bring this transformation into action and into the words you speak. At night, give thanks for the illumination you have found. Know that the form of your intent leads you to the power of transformation. And it's real, you guys. It's real. It's very real. Prayer, divine timing, the way that the divine works, the way that God works, it's very real. If you just trust the process. I have always been very different from the people around me. Always. Like, I never felt like I fit in. Like that outcast mentality. I never felt like I fit in. I was like, I always like, why am I the black sheep? Why I always got to be the one to speak up? Why I always got to be why the warrior always got to come out of me? But them personalities, y'all, they still pop up. Now, I'm just able to identify with them so much better. And understand why I had to go through so many things in my life. Even with having a master number and all of the things that you have to go through in order to be on that path. It's very difficult. It's very, very difficult. Because you experience so many things at a very early age. Because apparently you have to go through more experiences. On top of that, I was born on the cusp. Okay, I don't know if our master numbers was born on the cusp, but I know I was. So learning two different signs and trying to come into that power, it has been a struggle for me. And a lot of times I always wonder, like, what if the people who were raising me actually knew the struggle that I was dealing with? But of course they didn't know, because I mean, they got their own stuff to deal with. But to know better is to do better. So now I try to guide my son on his path as best as I can, so that he can be all that God intends for him to be. But the energy surrounding the twins at this time, y'all got the high priestess energy, Pisces energy, okay? The keeper of secrets. Y'all know I like this high priestess, how she sit with a tarot cards, okay? Balanced, grounded, okay? Yeah, I see she got the moon signs above her head, indicating the cycles of the moon. The high priestess is about the veil between us and the unknown. She doesn't tell us anything because she knows that experience is the best teacher. So she's quiet during the test, y'all. Quiet during the test. Oppression and energy. This is the Ten of Wands energy. It's about the burdens. It's about this oppression for me. It's about being trapped, stuck, unable to move freely. Okay. And the Mother of Fire, which is the Queen of Wands in the original tarot. A hard worker. Y'all know the Wands is about our work. This is a hard working, working woman. She looked like she probably was a warrior too. She may have been oppressed. That's how I feel. Like she was the one oppressed. Her feelings suppressed. Okay. Because she looked like she don't want to talk about it. Like the high priestess. She looked like she don't want to talk about the oppression that she has felt. Torment coming up next to her. Torment. It looked like another slavery card. When I think about my victim mentality, I think about being a slave. Real talk, y'all. I know in another lifetime I was a slave. Like some things I knew. I have just known. Like I know. At one point in time, I was like a Mexican hippie because I love tequila. Okay. And I like peace, love, and happiness. Okay. And that was probably not long ago, maybe in the 70s. I don't know, but I'm just saying. And I have also felt like at one point in time I was a slave, and that I probably was like raped and all type of things, because one of the things that I learned in my life was how to detach myself from sex. A lot of people fall in love through having sex, but I have never been able to find love and sex. I have never been able to do that, which is probably one of the things that ran me into celibacy. Well, actually, I met my twin, and he was like, "Nope," and then boom, I was like, "You blocking me? Or what are you doing?" I couldn't look, y'all. I was going crazy. I'm gonna be honest. Well, I wasn't going crazy, but I was wide awake and it wasn't making sense. I remember telling my twin, I said, I feel like the universe is playing some kind of joke on me. That's what I said. I feel like God is playing, I didn't say God. I said, I feel like the universe. I feel like the universe is playing a joke on me. Like, why would why would God give me everything that I have prayed for? Why would God put everything that I have prayed for right into my house? And then tell me I can't have it. I didn't understand. I had some more lessons to learn though. I had a little bit more further to go to understand just how great God was, and just how much of himself he was going to reveal to me. And it has been a great experience, y'all. The reward has been great. I know some people probably look at me now and be like, you ain't even getting you ain't got nothing. Like, what you so excited for? To just get as far as I have gotten in my life, and understand that it was all designed this way for my higher purpose, enabled for me to walk into my higher purpose. It's just been a good experience, y'all. It's something very rewarding in finding that self-love. Okay, that love for yourself. Okay, the love that you've been searching for, the love that you've been looking for. I remember when I had to cut cords with my father. It was probably 2 years ago when I finally just decided, like, I'm done. I'm done, because my father, like I said, was incarcerated most of my life. And so when I was old enough to go in search of my father, that's what I started doing. I started going to prison after prison just to try to have a relationship with my father. I wanted to build a relationship with my father because it was something that I never had, and I tried that for a great deal of time. And the visits got worse and worse. Like, my father never had anything nice to say to me. He was never proud of me. He was just like and sometimes I always think like maybe my dad sees my mom when he looks at me, and maybe because of the relationship between him and my mom, maybe I annoyed the hell out of him. I don't know. But that was the choice that they made. Yeah, I understand. I ain't paying for this. That was on them. That was on them. My mom has dealt with a great deal of karma, just having to raise his child because he rears his ugly head out of me. And I remember my father sat across from me one time. I sat across from him and I told him, I said, the reason I have went through so many of the things with men in my life was because I didn't have a father. My daddy like, whatever. Whatever. You know. And then he was like, he sat across from me one time. He was like, you know, you just like me, right? And I told him, I was like, I know. And that is the part of myself that I try to contain. You understand? That's the part of myself that I keep contained and in control of, because I know just how bad that dark side of me is capable of being. One of my greatest lessons in my life was learning to love myself, because I really understood that when that side of me does rear its head, it's a defense mechanism. For me, it's a defense mechanism because I usually feel like I'm being mistreated. And I feel like I have to stand up for myself sometimes. And that's what I do. But I got the high priestess with the magician and with the fool coming up right here. Y'all know the magician is the co-creator. That's Gemini, Virgo energy. If y'all don't know, now you know. I'm a Virgo sun, Gemini moon. I'm gonna have to put my little things in the comments so y'all would know who y'all dealing with. But from what I can see, I see the high priestess being quiet next to the co-creator and the fool coming through. New life coming through. A new cycle coming through. I see oppression with the happiness, with the disappointment. Just because I have spoken so much on my journey, I was just gonna keep it straight across. It looks like somebody is not happy. Oppression, the happiness in between the oppression and the disappointment. It looks like somebody has not been happy. I feel like somebody is trying to create happiness from their lack of something. A torment is the 5 of Pentacles in the regular tarot. And I got the Fool over here coming through. A new beginning, a new cycle, and disappointed in probably their relationships. Y'all know this is abundance. This is actually the 3 of Cups in the original tarot. But y'all see how those 3 waterfalls are joining into one, a big waterfall. Okay, y'all know the number 3 is about Trinity. Okay, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Okay, mind, body, and soul, or however you want to put it. Okay, they are one. Okay, abundance in your own right. I feel like somebody was disappointed. Y'all got the Chariot on the bottom of the deck. moving forward. Moving forward. The Ten of Wands on the bottom of this deck too. I looked at this Ten of Wands the other day, and y'all know I get different messages from my Ten of Wands. But this Ten of Wands, I look at y'all know most Ten of Wands, it looks like oppression, it looks like burdens being carried, it looks like a heavy load. I love how this Ten of Wands is she's standing upright. Okay, standing upright with the wands on her back like it's nothing. Look, she look like she's going to build a fire. Look like she's going to build a fire. I don't know, but she got a hand up there holding her wands like they in a backpack. Okay, and she walking with her lights and her wands on her back. Okay. One of the wands might be leading her way. Now we're gonna say this one. I'm gonna say this what it looks like to me. There may be her ace of wands in her hand. Okay, well, other wands on her back. The work that has been put into the shadow side of life, bringing forth a new light. Look, she got her eyes. Look, she looking down and everything like it's nothing. Like these ones on her back, I consider them stripes. Okay, if y'all understand me. Okay, these ones on her back, those are her stripes. Okay, that she is carrying. Look like she got a crown on her head and everything. I mean, like she carrying them from a haunted house. And I see tarot cards. I ain't never seen anything. She got tarot cards at her feet and everything. I see her. She got on a nice dress. Look like she's carrying the ones from a haunted house. A scary place. A dark place. I see it. I see it. Well, what on the High Priestess? 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 The Eight of Wands. This is about communication, passion. For me, when I was thinking about the Eight of Wands the other day, I got it with the Seven of Wands. It makes me feel like it's about crossing boundaries. Or somebody may be traveling somewhere through the air. Somebody actually with this High Priestess may be ascending as well. I see it. Going through the process of ascension. What on this oppression? That's what we're here to do, y'all. Ascend to a higher place. One on the oppression. I feel like a lot of people don't really know that or understand it. Because like I said, the High Priestess, I mean, she keeps quiet. Okay. You have to seek your answers for them to be revealed to you. The Nine of Swords. This somebody looked like Five was tormented. Look like this torment energy. This is somebody up all night. I told y'all my twin was still asleep. I be spending nights awake, trying to get him to wake up so I can get some rest, so I can be a force force. You understand? You understand? I haven't talked to him in a while, but I know he's still sleeping because I don't get no rest. 9 to 1. I do get some rest. I'm just playing. I'm the best rester. Okay. But this is somebody having some anxiety. Yeah. Some of y'all may be going through some dark night of the soul stuff. Real talk, y'all. The shadow side type of stuff. Y'all may be going through it. Y'all know this Gemini energy. We got what? Venus in retrograde, Saturn in retrograde. We got a few planets in retrograde coming through. I left my book. I left my book in the car. Y'all know I take good notes. But one of the things that it speaks of is the energy of Neptune influence. And Neptune is about it's our planet of spirituality. It's about some illusions. It's about delusions. It can confuse us. Okay, coupled with this energy, with this new moon energy, it can confuse us. It can have us feeling confused. Okay, somebody may be feeling confused. Somebody may just be worried about their responsibilities, maybe, because y'all know the ones for me is also about your responsibilities. Somebody may be worried about their responsibility. Okay. Or somebody might be tired of feeling oppressed. Or somebody might be worried about being oppressed. Or somebody may be worried about feeling trapped. Okay. Trapped in something. 1 out of 9 of swords. 1 out of 9 of swords. I feel like somebody is getting messages with this 8 of wands as well, because y'all know it could be about a lot of fast communication.